Hello and welcome to this special interview with the Prime Minister of Turkey, Mr. Ahmet Davutoglu. The Prime Minister of Turkey has very kindly found time. We are at this moment in Ankara, and we are going to talk to him about the bilateral relationship. Pakistan-Turkey relationship enjoys a special place in history. We know that both countries have done a lot for each other. Both countries have been there for each other. And today, I'm going to ask the Prime Minister about the true scope of the relationship. And then we are going to talk about the issues of common interest. Mr. Prime Minister, thank you very much for your time. Mr. Prime Minister, Pakistan and Turkey enjoy cordial relations. But do tell us, what is the true scope of that relationship?
There are very few nations like Turkey and Pakistan having such close relations, not only political, economic relations, but historic and spiritual relations, let me say. If you ask anybody in Turkey who is the closest friend of Turkey, the answer would be very easy for him or her: Pakistan. Same is valid for Pakistani brothers and sisters in Pakistan. So we have received from our history such a strong relationship. And our duty now is to make this friendship a strategic partnership based on common vision to international issues, as well as to develop more economic relations, because in all issues regarding our national interest, we support each other. Pakistan was next to Turkey regarding Cyprus question. We have been always with Pakistan regarding Kashmir or other issues. This will continue forever. This friendship is not a short-term interest friendship, but it is long-term brotherhood, and that is our approach. Recently, in last years, we have established high-level strategic cooperation council mechanism, and 4 meetings have been held. Next 5th meeting will be in Turkey. I am expecting my dear brother Nawaz Sharif to Turkey, fortunately next month or as early as possible, to go through all the files of our common issues. And we want to have more economic ties, more investment, mutual investment, more cooperation, especially on defense industry and technological investments, as well as more cultural connection, and of course regarding Afghanistan, subcontinent, and all other issues, we will be in close contact.
Mr. Prime Minister, regarding the economic ties between the two countries, we have trade ties, but we don't. Pakistan doesn't figure or feature as one of the top 10 trading partners of Turkey. Recently, both the countries actually signed a FTA framework. When do you think it is going to materialize?
It should be as early as possible. As Turkey, we want to have full implementation of free trade agreement, because in last years we have observed a slight decrease in our trade volume after we exceeded $1 billion in 2011. So we have to recover this economic ties, and therefore we will definitely materialize the free trade agreement as early as possible. In different sectors we have common interest, and our economies are complementary economies to each other. So Turkey and Pakistan needs each other for economic development. Also, from our perspective, therefore we will be having joint economic commission, and when we meet with Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif in Turkey, inshallah, we will go in depth about how to develop our economic relations, because it doesn't fit to the excellent political relations. And for us also, joint investments in both countries will be very important. We will try to develop these relations, especially on industry, trade, tourism, energy cooperation, and transportation. All these areas will be in our interest and agenda.
Right. Mr. Prime Minister, regarding terrorism and Islamophobia, Terrorism affects both the countries, and both have been victims. And Islamophobia, the citizens of both countries, when abroad, also have to face Islamophobia. What can both the countries do together to counter both the menaces? A, terrorism, B, Islamophobia.
First of all, I want to express again our deepest condolences regarding the losses of our lives of our brothers and sisters by terrorist attacks in Pakistan. I have, of course, as usual, we have called each other, both to President and Prime Minister. I have spoken, and we have full solidarity with Pakistan about how to fight against terrorism. Terrorism is a threat to all humanity, not a problem only for Turkey and Pakistan, but for all of us. But the specific common approach of Turkey and Pakistan is that Turkey and Pakistan are two moderate states in the Muslim world, and the only objective for us is stability and democracy together. And therefore, Turkish and Pakistani approaches are similar. We will work together to promote moderation in the Muslim world, as well as democratic stability, where there will be accountability and transparency and other basic values of democracy. And there, the success of Pakistan is very important because that success will limit the place for terrorism in Pakistan and Afghanistan. And the prosperity, stability of Pakistan is the only guarantee for also subcontinent, even for Asia. Same for Turkey. Around us, there are several failing states. We have to fight against terrorism, and this terrorism is threatening our cities, our people, and there is a full cooperation between Turkey and Pakistan on terrorism. Islamophobia is a threat and injustice against Muslim populations everywhere in the world. Those who are identifying Islam with terror is insulting Islam, and we have to raise our voice everywhere in the world to stop Islamophobia. And OIC meetings, for example, are important forum for this to work together, but we need to do more in non-Muslim societies in other countries, especially in Western countries, in order to counterbalance the impact of Islamophobia.
What is the scope of defense relationship between the two countries, and what can they do for peace building in Afghanistan?
We have excellent relations, military and defense relations between Turkey and Pakistan, because we, both nations and leaders, we believe that the stability of both countries are same for us. And therefore, on the defense industry, on defense, recently our Joint Chief of Staff was in Pakistan before Pakistani military visited Turkey. So we have common understanding on this. On Afghanistan, of course, Afghanistan, as we call it, heart of Asia, when we have organized meetings regarding Afghanistan. So the stability of Afghanistan is important for Central Asia, for neighboring countries, and for subcontinent and for all Asia. For us, Afghanistan and Pakistan are two, they're very respected brotherly nations, and Turkey has initiated, as you know, trilateral process, Turkey, Afghanistan, Pakistan process in the last 5-6 years, and we will continue to contribute to stability in Afghanistan in order to help both to Afghanistan and Pakistan together.
Mr. Prime Minister, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Viewers, you have listened to the Turkish Prime Minister. Of course, there is huge scope for the relationship between the two countries. Both countries just have to explore it. And in coming days, as the Prime Minister was saying, both countries can achieve a lot. This was the interview. Thank you very much for watching us. Take care.